Adventures. I'm doing this late because last time I reviewed the video, I didn't get that part on the video as it reviewed. So it's Thursday at 8 p.m. on the East, 5 p.m. on the West. I mean Pacific. And yes, my time zone naming protest continues. Our topic for today is ideas for presents for exotic pet owners. So I know Bill's been doing these along the way, but we're going to put it all together and reach out to something. As always, at the controls, the headmaster of the Community Academy, Bill Strand, who seems a little tired tonight, and I'm your host.
Yeah, that office.
I'm tired, but I'm not going to be that way. I'm just going to push through. I'm your host, Sean McNeely. Announcements. As most of you know, August 2nd, I had a stroke. I continue to do daily updates on Facebook and Instagram, so I won't be talking about it here, but just a little understanding if time goes through that I start to lose words or what have you. So this show to me is not only enjoyable, but additionally, it's also part of my approved therapy. So how about that? You know, you get a show from me and you get to see me doing therapy. So two good things together. I know neither one of them is ever really wanted, but nonetheless, locations. You can find us on Facebook at Exotic Pet Adventures. We're up to 80-something members now. Instagram, Chameleon Academy and Reptile Entrepreneur is where Bill is at. I'm at McZoo Exotic Pets, and I've also added an Exotic Pet Adventures Instagram. So find that as well. Follow that. YouTube, you can see us on Exotic Pet Adventures, which is this here. You can see us, Bill, on the Chameleon Academy, and you can see me at McZoo Exotic Videos. So anyways, that's enough of the advertisement for the show. Weekend homework, Bill. How about, do we have any?
Yeah, weekend homework is to go out and buy stuff.
All right. So listen to what we say and then do it. All right.
That's right.
But the problem I see with this topic is this isn't for us. This is for our significant others to buy us stuff.
You know, I am under, I've been doing this gift giving thing, and I do it it's an annual thing for me. And I just say it's to buy stuff for the reptile person in your life. But I think we're all adults here. We know this is a list of stuff to get for ourselves and then give it to somebody to say, okay, you give it to me.
Wrap it, give it to somebody, give this to me. That's what I do every year. I buy all my own presents and I wrap them.
You have to, because everybody else is just totally, what in the world do we do? Unless you give them my YouTube channel and say, here, look at the Chameleon Academy YouTube channel, and these are the things I don't have. So that's an option.
My wife also mentioned that this is a little late. We should have done this in November, not December, before the
next year. I will.
Yeah, that's what I said. I will do it next year. But for right now, we didn't do it, so we need to do it. So it needs to be done. So she also mentioned that this year she's bought me gifts. So nonetheless, I'll be. I did make a big Amazon list, so probably got some stuff off of that. So those are awesome. You put a list together, you get what you want, and family is really good at doing that kind of stuff now. So, but
next year, I'm going to warn everybody at the beginning of November that it's going to start November 15th.
Mm-hmm. So, Two Turtle Tom. Hi. Tom from Ohio. He's he's in Southern California tonight, though.
He's in Southern California. What the heck?
What the heck? He's in your side of the country. I think you're in Northern California, aren't you?
I'm in Southern now.
You're in Southern. Okay. All right. So that's good. So he's by you somehow. You guys got to get together. All right. So now let's talk about presents.
James is here. Okay.
I think we've been talking about presents, but along the way and why we should do it. But we're going to Disneyland. See, that makes sense. So I've been there. I was there like 3 or 4 years ago. It's a little smaller than Disney World, but still, it's the most said thing after the Super Bowl because I think they pay to have it done. But nonetheless, that's the good thing to do. So let's talk about present ideas. I got to get to this. We were going to be talking and never get anything out here. So, Bill, any things to start with, or should I just go through my list here? I got a list of like 30 or 40 things here, but
whoa.
Yes.
Stephanie's here. As far as suggestions, oh, I tell you, well, I came up with a whole lot of suggestions that I did videos on. So
Mhm.
you're at least chameleon person and reptile, you can go there.
Mhm.
But I tell you, what I would suggest is looking at everybody thinks, oh, reptile person, they want a reptile. No, just take a look at
Mm-mm.
all the stuff that they do. And I mean, you could give a reptile person one of those big big bags of paper towels from Costco, and they would love that.
Mhm. Right. If you want to give someone a reptile, give them a gift certificate to get the reptile and have them get it themselves. The joy of getting the reptile yourself is much greater than the disappointment that they got the wrong one or the wrong type. So, these are not returnable.
Yeah.
so,
Oh, yeah. And of course, I'm assuming that our audience here is reptile people and they all know this. If there's somebody listening that's not a reptile person and you want to get somebody a reptile, don't get them the reptile, get them the setup and let
mhm.
them, and then, a gift certificate or an envelope full of cash to get the reptile after they get the setup together.
Envelope full of cash that fits everyone. That's the right size.
Oh, just my color.
Never. It's all it's all returnable and what have you. So on that same vein, gift certificates. Gift certificates are a great thing. So where do you get them for reptile people? Home Depot or Lowe's. Those people, I get a bunch of stuff from there that I build cages and I do things for. Pangea Reptile, Josh's Frogs, A&R Bugs. That's Alicia. We always have to mention Alicia every
Yeah.
episode because she's our partner in crime. Gon's Crickets. Where else do you think gift certificates are good from? Bill, you get stuff from
I hate to
Rainbow
say
Mealworm,
Amazon. That's the
Amazon as well.
safest,
Yeah.
but I'd say if you know what kind of reptiles they like, get gift certificate from a small reptile business if they have them. I
Mhm.
actually have someone who wants a gift certificate from Dragon Strand, and I got to figure out how to do that on my website. It's not necessarily simple. I think Shopify makes it easy.
Okay. So there's no gift certificates for that? You can't get I can't get one? Oh man.
Unless I figure it out tonight or tomorrow. Get-
Well, I think my wife has already done shopping for me, so apparently that's not what she got. So that's one thing I need to scratch off the list. All right. So another thing I thought of, donations. Donations to the local rescue or donations to we talked about conservation last week, donations to a place that conserves animals and put it in their name so that you could, I know that's not something that you can take and feel and do, but it makes you feel good and it means that you're doing something good and that means you're being more ethical as we discussed last week. So
Yeah, well, the thing is, us reptile people, we usually have what we need. We get what we need before we get the animal. And so, unless you're like giving us more distilled water for our misters or a gift certificate to the electric company, you know, which is a good one.
I
Uh,
definitely and the water company. I need electric, water, heat.
yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
need
Uh,
gas. I need everybody's gift certificates because I'm running such a warm basement that I'm sure the national people fly by and look at my basement, wondering how much marijuana I'm growing
yeah,
downstairs when it's really just reptiles. But you got all those plants and everything and in cages. People are probably wondering about me. But and that's another thing. We did a whole show on plants. Get them a plant. You can't go wrong with a plant as long as we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Just watch our show from I don't know when we did that show. I was going to look that up, but I never did. But it's within the last month that we did a show on plants, a whole show on plants. I brought a bunch of them. I was sitting in my room and had a bunch of plants hanging around me. So that's
yeah.
another
Well,
good idea.
at least for chameleon people,
Mhm.
if you can find a pothos that is big, full, and is trailing down to the floor, oh, that is gold. To have
Mhm.
one of those, ah,
Mhm. All right. So what else? I thought about heat guns and a solar meter. Now, a heat gun is like 10 or 15 bucks. A solar meter is 200. But if you got the money, it's very much, and I recommend getting it. I was watching a episode of the Goldbergs, which had Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and the guy said they brought out a car and he said, if you have the finances, you can. I would highly recommend it. So that's a solar meter thing for me. If you have the ability, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and solar meters are a great Christmas gift because just about every reptile person needs a solar meter, but they're expensive, and so reptile people tend to justify away, I can't afford that, I can't do that, I really should do that, and so you are putting them out of their misery if you get them a solar meter.
And get a solar meter 6.5. Don't cheap out. Don't get something that's not quite right. You're just going to waste the money. It needs to be the solar meter 6.5 or 6.5R. I guess the 6.0 would be acceptable, but the difference in price is there's a 6.0, isn't there?
6.2?
6.2 maybe. Okay. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. See, I told you about memory problems.
The problem with the 6.2 is it does in different units than the 6.5, right. And it worked for a long time. But the thing is, industry wide, we talk about UV index, and so that's what the 6.5 measures. If you get the 6.2, you're going to be measuring in microwatts per square centimeter, which is a valid way to measure it, but not many people do, and so the person's going to be asking, what do I do with this measurement?
You're asking someone to convert it, so I would spend the extra bucks rather than making them convert it, because you're not, the thing is,
present. It's not a straight conversion, so it's not easy to do that. So you get a 6.5 and don't make them be miserable.
And the 6.5R is just a different packaging on it. It means reptile. That's where that is. All right, so this is where we put this kind of stuff on the screen and we talk about merch.
Oh, hey, yeah.
That's so Reptile Entrepreneur merch. You've got the McZoo merch here.
Yeah, that's a good logo for t-shirts. You did good with that one.
That one, it's good on black. It's good on white. It's good on gray. There's all kinds of colors you can. And if you check out my Instagram or my website, I've got links to the merch store. Bill's got lots of links to his merch store. Not that you have to buy from us, but you can't get our stuff from anywhere else. But you do. If you want to be part of this program and continue to listen,
if you want to be cool.
If you want us to continue to be here, you need to buy our merch. No, we do this out of the kindness of our own hearts, and because we're excited and enjoy doing this kind of stuff for reptile people. But anyway, so any temperature, humidity gauges.
How about one of these?
What is that? Oh, yes, it's a bug.
Dubia.
Dubia, yes. It wasn't in focus to start with. So bugs. You can buy bugs, but I make sure that you're getting the right ones, because those are not returnable either. And you can but like I said, you can get a gift certificate to a bug place that you can always. It always reduces people's things, and you get excited. I get excited by that kind of stuff if I have it in my box. Oops, I got my phone going off here. All right.
Yeah, be careful. We're going to get a copyright strike. You start playing that stuff.
That didn't play the whole thing. It didn't even play the right words. Plus, it was a phone. It was my it's my ringtone. So that explains why I'm using that. You can. So what other things? Misting bottles. You can get any kind of garden misting thing that you could use. Get the generic ones, and they come like $15 or something like that.
This was something that I did on my video, and I love it.
That is awesome. Propagation. I snapped took a picture of my dining room, which has all kinds of that kind of stuff, but nothing so formal. It's just all over it's in the plastic containers.
I've got all these glass containers and mason jars and stuff all over the place. But the thing I love about this thing is it's actually hanging on my entryway. So this is the first thing I see, and I love it. I mean, this you can see, I have two of them, but this is my pothos propagator, and I have 6 different types of pothos in here. And it's, for those of us who like to collect things, it's going, oh, I got 6 varieties of pothos. Hey.
That is awesome.
Yeah, love this one. And oh yeah, and I'll show you. Here's an example. If you see this in a Home Depot,
Get it.
just snag it any time of year. Snag it and get it for your chameleon person.
They're actually fairly cheap at Home Depot as well. I don't know why Home Depot sells them for so little. I think it's because they pay so little for them. But you can get them at Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever your local big box store is for home repair or what have you.
Yeah, and the thing is, they just buy bulk whatever the greenhouse has, and so you never know what you're going to find, and that's why constantly on the lookout. It's amazing the treasures you find at Home Depot. You just can't go there and expect to find them. You just go there on a regular basis and just know what to look for, and all of a sudden there'll be something incredible there.
Yeah, you definitely have to be able to identify your plants, because Home Depot doesn't tell you what plants they are or what kind they are. You definitely need to be able to take a look and make sure you're not getting the wrong one. But there's your dog. My dog is barking in the background here.
Yep, she's going to be here. She hates. This is a Shiba, and for those who don't know about Shiba Inus, they're like cats and dogs' bodies, and they don't like to be held, snuggled. I mean, oh my goodness, they love their family, but they're just not for the They're not the snuggling type.
That's why I have a Cavachon, because those like to be snuggled. They like to be held, except for my one. He doesn't like male people. I don't know why. There's only one male in the house, me, other than my son, who's occasionally here. So he just runs from us. He actually runs through me to get to his safe spot. It's funny because he tries to run around you, and he just runs right by me as fast as he can to get to a safe spot. But my female is all over. We call her Lady Velcro because her name is Lady, but she acts like Velcro. So, all right. So Miss King, that would be a great gift. Those are kind of expensive as well. Same same ballpark as the solar meter.
Solar meter.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Steph
right.
is telling us she's got a Sharpei. I don't even know what they look like, but there's my Cavachon. I don't know if you can hear
another thing. And I today's gift that I put on was the calendar from Chameleon Forums. And I mean, that's a good one because, of course, they've got to replace it every year. And Chameleon Forums is a great place to support because they're one of our oldest communities for the chameleon world. And that's a safe place for breeders to talk about breeding and talk about sales and actually sales.
Yeah, and they don't throw you off or end up having no account the next morning or that evening.
Yeah, we've been having so many people being kicked off. Now it's Instagram. It used to be Facebook. Now it's Instagram. People are just losing their accounts left and right, and so it's just if you're a chameleon person, check out chameleonforums.com. But you can get a calendar that has chameleons from the community, and so that's a real cool Christmas gift.
Awesome. Speaking of that, our contest for the chameleon enthusiasts for the next time frame for pictures for the what do you call that? The picture of the top of the page, the banner, is going on again. We've got through another 12. And so I looked at it today. There's got to be 50 on there. We may have a whole year's worth of pictures, and they're all awesome. So keep doing it, keep adding them, because we're not gonna pick them until Monday. But I think we should probably run one of those in Exotic Pet Adventures and one of those in the Reptile Enthusiast, so that we get more pictures of different kind of reptiles. So maybe I will put that contest up for Exotic Pet Adventures. There's not that many members, so. Get on there and become a member so you can get your pet on the front picture of a something. Actually, those are the ones on the Exotic Pet Adventures are all things that I've had in the past or currently have. So we need to replace that with other people's stuff just to keep going. All right. So other things, a bucket head. Bucket heads. something you can put on the top of a 5-gallon bucket, and it's a wet dry vac, and it sucks right into the bucket. And you take the bucket out and you dump it. It doesn't have all the accoutrements of a wet dry vac, but it's light and it's portable and it's easy to use. And I use it in all kinds of things. So, and
Yes,
you can
I
do
love those.
It's definitely good with wet, and it fits right on top of a 5-gallon bucket. If you have the right size 2-gallon bucket, it has the right opening. It fits on that too. It's less to carry, but that's definitely
Oh,
something we could use.
I don't want less. I always want more. So 5 gallon is minimum for me.
Yeah, I think I have like 25 5-gallon buckets downstairs. I use them to collect things under the cages. I use them. I have different colors. I've got blue for water that's positive. I got orange for the things that we drop into things, and I've got white for things that I don't want to get dirty or what have you. And so I've got all kinds of buckets, but you can use them for almost everything. So that's another thing to buy buckets. But you can't go wrong. You get the right size because they're 5-gallon buckets. They're all kind of a standard size. And get the bucket head while you're at it and make it a 2-foot.
Oh, let's see. What do replacement bulbs, UVB. If you have no idea what to get them, figure out what kind of UVB bulbs they get. And getting replacement UVB bulbs is always welcome.
I get my UVB bulbs from Pangea Reptile, so you get me a gift certificate to Pangea. They ship them. I think they ship them best of all places that I get them from.
Okay.
They do have Arcadia. They have Solasun or Reptison, and they have all the others. So, and they also carry the heat things. And actually, right now I was looking. They've got a whole bunch of things on sale starting today. I just looking at the email on before I got here. There's 15 pages of things on sale, up to even the geckos are on sale there. So not that I'm advertising for them because I don't get it. I don't get a cut, but it's a great place to go. And I found that shipping is good with them and safe. Josh's Frogs is another good place to get stuff at. Where do you get your supplies at, Bill, mostly?
All over the place, really, especially when it comes to UVB bulbs. You can find them. It's just so sporadic as to who has them in stock. And sometimes they even have to go to chewy.com. But the problem is when these places don't say what kind of inventory they have, and so you don't know if they've got it or not. And I have no idea when they're getting them in. I say also check the Bio Dude, especially if you want things that if you're putting together a cage that has like a bioactive, they got a lot of stuff there. Leap has a nice selection, and they've got some of the UVB bulbs as well.
Right.
And
they have their own branded ones, don't they?
Yeah, but it's in the same factory that makes
the same factory in Germany where all these are made and different labels are put on. Just like medications, the generics are all made in the same factory. They're just different colors slapped on them, and they send them out to you and charge a different price based on what you're willing to pay. But nonetheless, it can be like that. Not that I recommend doing that for any kind of medication, but talk to your doctor. Don't listen to a couple of guys on a Reptile show about medical care, even if one of them is a doctor in his real life.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm a podcaster. I mean, carries a little bit of authority there.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, podcaster ranks right after a Twitter, a tweet guy.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I shouldn't go down that rabbit hole. That's a deep hole. I'll stop at that point.
Oh boy, you want to get more ratings on this podcast, do you?
We'll get all kinds of ratings, but it won't be what we're looking for, which is reptile people or people who want exotic pets. So that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for a bunch of twits. So there we go. All right. What else is good for presents? Anything else you can think of?
Well, let's see. I'm trying to think of things that I haven't already made videos on, but of course, I spent all of my time with those videos, and I know chameleon people.
So check out the Chameleon Academy for Bill Strand. He's on
the YouTube,
on Instagram. He's on Facebook. check him out and make sure you look at all his videos. So he spent a lot of time putting these videos together for you people. So I've been watching them, but you need to watch them.
Now, the one thing that I'll bring up again is giving them, like, this is once again chameleon people. Sorry to everybody else. I know this is exotic pets, but boy, I know I live chameleons in my head.
And that's why we call you the headmaster of the Chameleon Academy. People know. That's why we introduce you that way, because people need to know what your bias is.
Yes,
you've only got a couple other reptiles,
bias.
right?
I am at least a little bit aware that there are other animals in the universe, but who knows? But
You
so
got a tortoise and a snake, so we respect that. They're your wives, I know.
I don't know, but a lot of chameleon people have Reptibris XLs, and it really isn't that hard to get them another one that they can add on, and that's one of my favorite. Not immediately thought of gifts that can go to a chameleon person.
Doubles the space, and you see all the natural behaviors that you don't see in chameleons. You give them all that extra room. You just need a little bit more room, and you see all kinds of natural, neat things that you wouldn't see unless you put them in somewhere bigger. So that is an awesome idea.
Yeah.
I stole your thunder there, but
I don't know. Hey, go ahead. So, and once again, for a chameleon person, a lot of people haven't thought about having a fogger. They either do a mister or a fogger. But when you go to hydration and you want to give increased nighttime humidity, a fogger allows you to do that without using a whole lot of water. So
Steph has added in that she likes plant lights as well, which is really important. If you're going to buy plants, the right lights are also important, because if your plants are in the basement and you don't have any natural light, they're not going to grow and survive. Plus, the pets are going to be beating them up, so you got to give them some light to help them grow and survive. So that's another good idea. All right, Bill, we're like half past the hour. Should we wrap this up and let people get out there and get shopping, since it's so close to the holiday?
And what to say about plant lights, even if you already have like your T5 6500Ks, if you add one of these LED light bars like the Arcadia Jungle Dawn, it's amazing what happens in your cage. Like, add that to your lights.
I keep having to cut my plants back because I did that to a couple of my cages. But you know what? Then I take it and I put it in that little thing, my little jars, and I make more plants. So that's a double whammy.
Yeah, add in the LED light bar as well as a nighttime fogger, and you'd be amazed what happens with your plants.
All right. So any final thoughts on getting people presents?
Get them for yourself.
Bill's advice is very sound as always.
That's right. Give everybody else candy canes.
All right. And my final thought is, don't buy anybody a reptile. Give them a gift certificate to get the reptile. Don't buy anybody a pet. Make sure they pick it out on their own, because these pets are a commitment and the shelters are full of them. We don't need to be adding to the shelters or the rescues. So get them stuff for them. Help them upgrade their reptiles. Help them upgrade the facility that they're in. Help them upgrade their pet care. And you'll make them much, much happier than causing them all that stress of having to decide if they really want this animal or not anymore.
So, good advice.
All right. We'll catch you next week. We're going to be here on the 22nd, but not the 29th. But we'll see you next week. Topic still pending. We always like to surprise people.
See y'all then.